So thank you. Thank you for inviting me to join this important conference. I have PowerPoint, I think. Mhm. Yeah, here, I'm here, yeah. Okay, which, okay. So today, I would like to show one of my research. It's about traditional knowledge associated with biodiversity, especially in the forest resource management for climate change adaptation. Yeah, so first I would like to introduce a bit about myself. I belong to an ethnic minority group in China, which name is Bai, and also I'm an ethno-ecologist. Yesterday, Mr. Bridge asked me a question, why I do research about traditional knowledge and climate change. So I think in 2005, when I do a field work in the Eastern Himalaya, at that time, I met a monk, Buddhist monk, and we sit together in front of the sacred mountain. And he told me, look, our sacred mountain, before they wear the cotton clothes, and today they wear the short t-shirt. So I asked him, why you say that? And he told me, because the glacier disappeared, the snow disappeared, retreat. So it seems our sacred mountain, well, less and less the clothes. So this is give me an idea. This is because the temperature rising or climate change or other reasons. So in 2006, I get the first project of traditional knowledge and climate change, focus on the agro-pastoralism of Tibetan people in Eastern Himalaya, how their traditional livelihood adapt this kind of climate change. So this is the first project of traditional knowledge and climate change in China. And 2010, I wrote also the first paper about gender perspective on climate change, focus on the traditional knowledge of Tibetan women, how they face the climate change. So this is also the first in China. And 2015, I published my book, Climate Anthropology in China. So this is also the first book about traditional knowledge and climate change in China. The interesting thing is that in China, we have the foundation, National Science Foundation and the National Social Science Foundation. So last year, I get the funding from National Science Foundation to support me to research about traditional knowledge and climate change. I think it's a good process that it seems we built the bridge between science and traditional knowledge because I get this funding from national government. And so my work based on traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge is we have a definition in CBD, so everyone know about it. As a member of CBD China, our team draft this so this is in 2014 that the Minister of Ecology and the Environment, and he has regulation, issued this regulation. This regulation is drafted by our team. In this regulation, we have the definition in Chinese. What is traditional knowledge? So this is the definition. And also, after definition, we have the classification. What kind of knowledge can be distinguished as a traditional knowledge, especially traditional knowledge associated with biodiversity. So we have 5 main categories, and each categories have different sub-items. So together it's 30 items. So this is our work. We give influence of the decision making and become the regulation of government. And in this, based on this work, now our team try to build the digital database of traditional knowledge related to climate change, to biodiversity in China. So this category for traditional knowledge have 5 parts. Yeah. Why we do that? Because we want the, yeah, you can say traditional knowledge is a poem. It's legend, it's myth. But when we want to try to build a bridge between science, between another discipline, we try to let them understand. Traditional knowledge is not only the myth, legend, poem, but it's something that directly link with the medicine, with the genetic resource, with the traditional livelihood, of course, also with our believing, our custom law, etc. So there's 5 main categories. So based on these 5 main categories, today the topic I introduce is the traditional knowledge of Tibetan people in forest management. Of course, they have their rich, because they live in Eastern Himalaya, a lot of forests, so they have rich knowledge about the forest, how to observe the forest, classification of forest, utilization of the resource, and also how to protect the forest. They have also the believing sacred forest. And the forest is, of course, the resource of their livelihood, but at the same time, the traditional knowledge conserve the forest resources. So my study area is in the Eastern Himalaya, northwest of Yunnan. A lot of people know about it because the hotspot of biodiversity in the world. And also the CBD, the COP15 organized in my city, Kunming. We have Kunming, Montreal. So Kunming. It's this place, yeah, Eastern Himalaya. You can see the white is glacial, the snow. And this is the sacred mountain. So with the monk, we just sit in front of this sacred mountain and have some thinking about the climate change. So it's the beginning of my research about traditional knowledge and climate change. It's here, it's beginning. And the different vegetation, ecosystem in this area. Yeah, so the local people, Tibetan people, their livelihood directly linked with the natural resource, with the forest. So different ecosystem, different livelihood, strong link together. They have agropastoralism, they have NTFP gathering, they have also the agriculture, so directly linked with the forest resources. So 20 years ago, in 2003, we have a project. It's compare the photo which taken by the missionary French 8 years ago, and to observe the climate change. So in this photo, we can see the glacier disappear. But it's already 20 years. So today, I think there's more change. The second indicator is the line of tree. We can compare the old photo, we can see the line of tree is go up. So this is what's the local people observe. Expanse elfin shrub and archrover of meadow. This is first phenomenon. This is the second phenomenon. That's the villagers observe the change of the NTFP, non-timber forest product. The third phenomenon is the slowdown of vegetation restoration because of time of I just show you. And then we classification their knowledge, traditional knowledge-based forest management. They have different type of knowledge. One is linked with their belief, another is linked with their utilization, and third linked with their livelihood. So we have different distinguishing. Yeah, type of forest area linked with their knowledge. And also, most important, traditional culture, traditional believing of the forest. So based on the field work, we try to establish the community-based adaptation for climate change. How to use the traditional knowledge to adapt to climate change. So learning by doing. community-based climate action is conducted. First, we noted, we help the local villager to observe their knowledge, or document their knowledge linked with climate change. First is local observe and SWOT analyze the change. And, and then based on the problem, we organize the research group of community, the villagers, the traditional experts, the lead of the research team to do the research of their knowledge. I think they have the right to do the research themselves. It's not only our way from a university, from an NGO, we do the research, but they have the right to do research also. So this is a village team that do research about traditional knowledge linked with climate change. And they noted the traditional knowledge, local preservation, and their plan. Even they can't write, but they can they can draw the traditional knowledge. And most important, the traditional knowledge is dynamic. It must, by generation and generation, so we ask the old people, transfer this kind of knowledge to the young people. And most important, I said, we discover the traditional organization, believing custom law. We found that the sacred mountain has gender difference. The sacred forest also has gender difference. Some sacred forests belong to women, some belong to men. So based on this, we found the sisterhood, the traditional organization. This is a goddess mountain. It's a gender. It's a woman mountain. So this is also local culture. So based on this, we set up this climate action SDG laboratory, use their traditional knowledge, especially the women's traditional knowledge, to do two things. First things, this is the sisterhood. First things is we use their traditional knowledge to conserve the forest ecosystem already exists. Second, this is what the women do to conserve the forest ecosystem. Second is replantation. In history, here they have trees, but later disappeared because of the industry. So now we replant the trees based on their traditional knowledge. And also in the watershed management, we replantation the tree beside the river. And especially for the young generation, we set up this action team, climate action team, to use the traditional knowledge to teach them to recognize, to know their environment. Second case is in Kenya. Also, we do because time limit, we do the same things. We discover the traditional knowledge of forest, sacred forest. And we set up this laboratory in Kenya also. We distinguish two kinds of knowledge, traditional knowledge. First, the traditional knowledge can predict the weather change. The second traditional knowledge, very interesting, rainmaker. That they can change the weather, they can make the rain. It's very similar to what the definition in UNFCCC about climate change, man-made climate change. So this is our activities. We have a network about indigenous people and cultural knowledge and climate change. So Sami people, Maori people, Aborigines, and Navajo people, we join our group, and we just published a book, Old Way for New Days, Indigenous Survival. And also, I attend the Native Americans conference about climate change to introduce our work to them. And our two projects, traditional knowledge and biodiversity conservation, traditional knowledge and climate change adoption, has selected by the second and third Paris Peace Forum. So a lot of international audience pay attention to our project, like ex-Prime Minister of France and Belgium and the President of Ghana. And also the Secretary General of UN, he paid special attention to my project. And he discussed with me in the second Paris Peace Forum, asked me a question, what is traditional knowledge? First question. Second, what can traditional knowledge do in the global response to climate change? And I think he gave me a very good definition. Traditional knowledge is not old. but it's the innovation spiritual. It's a process. It's change. Traditional knowledge also change to adapt to climate change, to adapt the change of ecosystem. So traditional knowledge is activity. It's dynamic. So this is our two project sites now. One is in China, another in Kenya. So we think traditional knowledge is the light of wisdom for conserving the biodiversity and adapting the climate change. So we continue to do the work, not only in Kenya, in China, but recently we began the project in Australia also, Aboriginal people. So if you want to join our network about the traditional knowledge and the climate change, welcome. Thank you.